Yeah, I'll go first. Bria, this was your first game with this team. How do you feel like you were able to kind of fit in and show what you can do in your first game with the squad?
I mean, I just feel like the team style of play really fits my style of play. So I just kind of run our sets, like take my shots when I see my shots, be aggressive and try to create for others. And obviously it was successful tonight a little bit, and I want to keep doing that and keep building.
How'd your hamstring feel after playing in a full game for the first time this year?
It felt good, honestly. I mean, my hamstring's been feeling really good for a long time. It's the knee that we really got to monitor, but I've been feeling really good. It's nice to be healthy again.
For either of you, you guys only hit one shot in that whole fourth quarter as the lead kind of kept growing for New York. What was kind of the struggle for you guys on offense in that frame, and how can you correct it going forward?
So I think for us it was pace. Our pace was really bad. Missing out on a lot of defensive assignments. So because we missed defensively, it was hard for us to get out. And we were really good at transitioning because we couldn't, obviously hammer down on the defensive end. It was hard for us to get back in transition because they kept scoring. So I think that's our next maturation, sticking to those defensive assignments and knowing personnel for sure.
So it's definitely a game of runs. They went on a big one. You guys went on a big one. Is it kind of harder to get into a flow when the game is so broken up like that and it kind of chunks?
Yeah, it can come off really choppy on both ends of the floor. And I feel like all of us are trying to like find our rhythm for one another and for ourselves individually. And sometimes you just, you miss the mark.
Zion, go ahead.
Hey, I'll start with Bria. I just wanted to ask, what do you feel like you bring to this team now with this being your first game, you scoring 10 points?
I mean, I've always kind of been like a scorer, so just a scorer and a shooter. So I'm gonna be aggressive with that. But then I think I'm also a playmaker. I think I could probably do a better job of getting in the lane and creating for others than I did tonight. So I'm gonna just keep building on that. And then defensively, I think I could be disruptive. Definitely something that needs improvement, but I think I could definitely get into some of the guards and make it difficult for them.
Kelsey, last night you talked about the third quarter woes and the issues just coming out in the second half. Tonight wasn't much different. What do you feel like was the issue with that?
We started out pretty well, I think, in the third quarter. Those first 4 minutes, we made them call a timeout. We were focused, we was in tune. And then it was like a shift. And I don't know where we missing the mark at, but I think it's on us to figure it out, as people that's been playing a while and utilize our coaches and lean on everybody. But right now I can't honestly tell you. I can't tell you.
This could be for either of you, but Sabrina was able to score 23. And Kelsey, I know her first few years in the league, she has just continued to have some of her better games against Indiana. What makes her so difficult to guard?
Her ability to kind of like, keep you on, you gotta be on your toes when it comes to Sabrina. She's one of those people, she can shoot it obviously from deep. She can also put it on the floor a little bit. So it's, you got constantly be in her shirt, constantly make it uncomfortable for her. And I feel like when we laxed, she took advantage,
And then last one that once again could be for either. You guys shot 32% on your twos today, and that's been a struggle so far this season, is just getting those shots inside, getting those shots to fall. What do you think goes into that?
I think that comes down just focus. We got to focus when we get in there and make sure we're finishing, being disciplined, and maybe fatigue takes a toll on people a little bit, but we got to make sure we're getting in great shape, and that end of the game or throughout the game, we're making those easy shots.
Gabby, anything for Bria or Kelsey?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, thank you both. Thanks. We'll bring Coach Knox in shortly for everybody. All right, start questions for Coach Knox. Tony, we'll start us off again.
Sure. Carlos, this game was really strange in that it was a lot of runs for both teams. Is that kind of harder for you as a coach to kind of get in a rhythm and feel what's going on when it just feels like it's so broken up and sort of staccato throughout the game?
Yes and no. At times it can look like it's kind of difficult to catch a rhythm, obviously, but we wanted to make sure that we were just under control at all times, and it appeared that sometimes we would lose sight just based on offensive tendencies not going exactly the way we wanted to go, and then defensively, we had a few breakdowns here and there, but we would catch a rhythm at times. And then, like you said, at times, it wouldn't go our way. So we were just looking forward to trying to sustain a certain amount of pressure defensively and some efficiency offensively. But, it didn't work out tonight.
Took you guys a few minutes to get going in the first quarter and the fourth quarter. Took a while to hit a shot as well. Did you notice something kind of off about your offense and the timing in this game? Was it a part of it being a back-to-back? What did you see as kind of the issue in those two frames?
Well, I thought we just had a problem, just the ball sticking. I think we had several players that felt like they could, get it going themselves. We fell into a one-on-one mindset a little bit, but to me, I felt like we didn't do a great job of moving the ball. I thought they jumped in the passing lanes a few times and kind of disrupted what we had going offensively. But at the same time, when it did open up in transition with a few opportunities on the offensive end, the transition baskets that we did score, I thought that opened us up for different things. So, that's one of our strengths. With a young group, we can really run and push the ball. So we really need that to happen for us to get comfortable. And I felt like we kind of got away from that tonight.
First game with Bria today. What did you think of what she gave you, especially as an offensive threat who could kind of score a little bit?
Oh, I like Bria. I like Bria a lot. She came in and she was able to give us a lift. Obviously, it was very exciting for her to come back to New York in her first game, have such a showing. We've been talking so much about what she would look like when she came out and how she would feel physically. So it was a pleasure to see her out there, just kind of enjoying herself, first of all, but getting acclimated to what we had going on. So it was good.
Zion, go ahead.
Yes, Coach, you guys shot 16 for 50 on your twos in tonight's game, and that 2-point shooting has really been an issue for you guys all year. Why do you think that is, and what will you try to do to fix that up?
Wish I had the answer. I do. I really wish I had the answer, but I think you just have to stay hard at it, and eventually it'll come because of the type of hard work and determination that our group has. We have a young, youthful group that practices hard, and they put everything into this game every day. So I think sometimes we have to make them get off of the court. They work so hard. So I think at a high level, going at a long length of time, I think a lot of times we may overexert ourselves. So we may back up a little bit on some of the things just to kind of save our legs, just to kind of get our feet up under us so that we can shoot the ball and at a high rate.
How much do you feel like fatigue, just the overall fatigue of a back-to-back and an early morning fight, played into what happened in the fourth quarter?
I'm not really sure. I know it did happen to us. That wasn't the situation. It was a very early morning for us, and we did have some people that were, kind of tired, but at the same time, I thought we made a good push at it as well. And I thought we got in a rhythm, we got in a flow, but it just didn't fall our way. So I hate to use excuses. I hate to be the one to say that's exactly what happened and why it happened, but the ball bounced a different way, a few plays tonight, and then we're having a different conversation. So
Sabrina was able to score 23 tonight for New York. It's her second great game she's had against you guys this season. What makes her so difficult to game plan and defend against?
I think she's such an aggressive scorer coming off her screens and definitely screening rolls. And I just think it's about being consistent when it comes to, game planning and making sure that you're stepping up on the screens, keeping a high hand and defending her at a high level. And sometimes what makes her so great is she can kind of pick and choose her spots. Her change of pace is great. And she has the ability to, once your hand is down, she's able to rise up and shoot. So she knows exactly when you're deficient on the defensive end, and it's not forcing shots for her. So That's what makes it difficult. You cannot relax at all on her.